MPC1 SP-404 MK2. It's the dynamic duo. Sunday edition. I just want to cook up, man. I don't even feel like really playing drums, so I'm going to go to the step sequencer. Get some boom bap going. Easy peasy. Get a sample. Bass. And we cooking, man. The MPC1 and the SP-404 is sort of like a cheat code, bro. For real. Easy peasy. Listen, already, you hear it. What's going on, guys? It's your brother O.T.G. Charles Paris. The O.T.G's for overtime grind. Hardly seen, but I'm always around. And today, I got my MPC1 and the SP-404 MK2. The dynamic duo, the MPC and the Roland SP. Right now, the sound that you hear coming out of the MPC is going through the SP out to through my interface into what you're hearing right now, essentially. And today I just really want to cook up. You know, some days you got a lot of stuff you want to show. I think in this video I do want to show that there is a secret effect that I came across that you can apply that can change the whole way something sounds. And I use it in this video. So I would definitely watch for that. This beat slaps. And you could get this drum kit, the sound, the final sound. You could get everything that you hear in this video from the dynamic duo set that I have at my Gumroad store. You could check that out, the dynamic duo pack. Got a bunch of Akai stuff. I just dropped 80 808s for $8.08 because I missed 808 day. It's your brother. You know how I do. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. But man, one of the things I guess I wanted to say while we cook up and get these drums together is I feel like you could really cook up and get your drums right. You just take some time. I think implementing the step sequencer and, you know, just kind of letting it loop and getting a feel for what you're trying to do, you could really get your drums right. I do think there should be a practice in starting your beats sometimes drums first, and then starting your beats sometimes sound or sample first. What I'm going to do now is I'm in the Global Kingdom, my Global Kingdom expansion, which is like the Native Instruments one. You can get that from the Stemmy pack or any of that. It's like that, but it's got an O.T.G twist on it. I'm just going to choose one of the sounds from in there, throw it inside of a key group, that's always a cheat code. Find you a good sound in the key group. You know, just find you one or two good octaves, and you can really get the meat and potatoes from a key group. You get what I mean? See, once you got that going, this is just a cook edition too. All cooks. Not spending a lot of time, we're not searching for anything. We just going for a feel. That's what I say, like, that's why I started saying cook up. It's funny sometimes how things go. You think you're very small in the scope of things, right? And then you realize how big of an impact you have. So I started saying cooking up probably 6 or 7 years ago in the context of, you know, holding social spaces and letting people come and get the mic and telling them, yo, bro, just come up there and cook. It's funny how things grow and evolve. That's all I'm going to say about that. You know, after having millions of people cycle through those places and hear that terminology, I see it everywhere now. It's pretty dope, you know what I mean? But part of the whole cook-up thing is everybody cooks different. Everybody got different seasonings, right? Like in the terms of music, if you're from the UK, if you're from the South, if you're from the North, in the United States, especially in hip hop, it gets way more nuanced. That's why I always have my takes about what community should own hip hop, because we are nuanced and we are the representation of it. But we sticking to music, and here goes that plug-in. And we're not using the air one, because I put the air one on, it didn't sound, you know, put the air frequency shift on there, it does one thing, right? So you're not using air frequency shift. But if you use the frequency shifter, don't say I never told you nothing. Don't say I never told you or didn't put you on, because I just put you on to something that's going to change the game for some of your production. That goes back to the seasoning, right? You might not like that. You know, the way that I am, they'll say you're supposed to only put sugar or salt or this or that and this. It only goes in this. Well, when you the chef, you could cook it up how you want to. You could spice it how you want to. And if the people like it, the people like it. The other chefs might hate it, right? They might say, that's not the way that you're supposed to cook it up. But if the people love it, the people love it. Hopefully you're following this analogy, because this is the same with your music. 20,000 producers could tell you that all your beats are terrible, but if 30 people love your beats and they are just consumers and not producers, and they listen to your music all the time, and now a rapper gets it, hey, it's like I tell the guys I manage, you're nobody till you're somebody. You suck till you don't. So you gotta have the mentality that you never sucked. Just period. You gotta be real with yourself that you could get better. But suck, who could tell you that? Who could tell you that? Somebody probably told DJ Premier he sucked until a song made it big. You always have to remember, a lot of these guys was you until somebody made a song. The song made an album. The album or went what they would call today viral, but maybe it was a hit, or it hit radio and it became popular. And once it became popular, they then thought they became somebody. No, you were somebody the whole entire time. That music was the music the whole entire time. A gun is a gun is a gun is a gun. Food is food is food is food. An apple is an apple is an apple is an apple. And these MPCs and SPs are what they are. They was what they was when we bought them. What we create out of them is no different than what anybody else creates. It just depends on who hears it, who gets inspired, and how popular it gets from there. Why are you saying all that, O.T.G? Because I just want you to get in the kitchen and cook. How can you serve the people if you ain't got no food? Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. Make sure you check out the Gumroad that's right on the screen. If you want to know who I am, you can check that out. That's on the screen. If you want to support anything I got going, what I would need from you guys, just support something from the Gumroad store. I adjusted all the prices too. I adjusted the prices for the tariffs. So I lowered a lot of stuff. We got all kinds of new bundles coming. My goal is to have 400 or 500 products up in the next 2 years. I want to become a resource that's bigger than all the resources that's out there. You got to shoot big, man. So we doing that. Thank you. And look, I just been cooking. And now we're doing the famous one sequence method. My famous one sequence method, because I use it all the time. I use song mode too. I definitely use song mode too. I just had a beat that I made yesterday from this video, and it doesn't matter when you hear it, but yesterday, from the day before I made this video, I had a beat where I took Explosive, the guitar from Explosive, and slowed it down, but then put a slow drum pattern on it that's like turned, and then a West Coast drum pattern on it. And that had about 7 or 8 sequences, and I had to come back and play the mutes afterwards. You know, there's some stuff I gotta do to that one still. But I say that to say I still use song mode all the time. It just depends on the song, right? Depends how I feel and how many different parts I feel like that beat specifically might need. I feel like when you do things original, especially without samples, you can really get away with the one sequence method, because now you can just come back and go real in depth with your mutes. I'm looking at the clock, we 12 minutes in and we got the beat together. Make sure you use that frequency shifter. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment if you want this drum kit. I just got this drum kit. I'd never heard it before today. It is inside the Golden Kingdom, inside of the expansions. You can get those expansions in a plethora of ways. The best way is the O.T.G Stimmy Pack. You can get the expansions direct. Just go check out everything on the Gumroad. Then I have a bunch of free resources. So I have free drums, free drum patterns, free producer tools, free web layouts. I have all kinds of stuff, man. Free screensaver. So if you like the screensaver that's on my SP-404, you could get that. And now let's bring in our SP. So now what I like to do a lot of times with some of the beats that I have, the 2 tracks inside of my MPC, like I said, this is just a cook video, so I'm gonna ramble about all kinds of things and talk about things. But I love to use the EQ on the SP and run my beats through there. So where my filter drive is, I have the EQ set. And then what I'll do is go to Bus Effects 2. I'm going to record that to a pad. Boom. So I have the beat playing through one effect, which is the EQ on the SP-404. And then I'm just going to come through and turn on the isolator. Cut the lows and the highs, leave some of the mids, give it that radio feel. And we're going to just record this 2-track, record our beat to a pad. And this is one of the primary functions of how I use my SP-404 with my MPC-1, and why I have the MPC going into the SP. You know, a lot of people utilize the SP just as an effects device. I really use it for its sample capabilities. You know, it has its own way of how you make beats. And so, you know, if anybody who has a SP, one of the hardest or one of the longest processes you can have is sometimes loading your drums and getting everything set up. So what I like to do is utilize my MPCs or whatever other drum kit and just record my drums into the SP. So load up a drum kit, record a kick to a pad, record a snare to a pad, go through, do the stems in the MPC, record that portion to the SP, then chop it on the SP or chop it on the MPC and record the chops to a pad. There's a lot of different ways that I like to use it with the MPC feeding into the SP. I also utilize the chain method of feeding another piece of gear into my MPC1, then piggybacking that into the SP. So you could chain them up and through each machine have different effects. Pre-imp, pre-SP. I also utilize the SP at the end of my audio chain because I have a bunch of different gear and it makes all of them sound uniform. So this is why I call them the dynamic duo. I feel like these two together, you can fit them in a backpack and you can really wreck shit with them both, you know? So with that, we got our beat, you got your tip, you see me cook it straight through. This MPC1 work right here with the SP-404 MK2. You're gonna go check out that Gumroad. You're gonna go support your brother and keep everything going, even if it's a like or downloading something free. You're gonna hit that subscribe. You're gonna hit that like. You're gonna follow this channel, and we're gonna keep growing. And if you felt like I gave you good information, hit that blaze button, because we're on fire. Big O.T.G. Team.